Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler Platter series of bays I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, this is just part of my dinner. So I try to get my reviews in where I can, and if I can also make it a meal, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Ooh, Peter Can Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, though? Happens to be my 12 Stone shirt. Yeah! I've worn this one in a number of reviews. If you're unfamiliar with the band 12 Stones, so was I, up until about, a year or two ago, something like that. I randomly went over there and found one of their CDs in, a discount pile, and I was like, screw it, I'll pay $2. And it turned out they were actually pretty cool. And it turned out that I actually did have some familiarity with one of their members. The lead singer was actually the guest vocalist on the Evanescence song Bring Me to Life. So he was the rapping guy, the Bring Me to Life guy, or Wake Me Up guy, right? So, yeah, man, I ended up kind of enjoying that. I enjoyed the album. And actually, just a few months ago at the time I'm doing this, I got to see them perform live. It was really cool. I actually have videos of their performance that I attended. Those videos are on my channel in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction as far as their music is concerned because I just think they're awesome. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it part of my dinner? Well, it's part of my dinner because basically combination of I'm broke and I couldn't be fucked. That genuinely is what it laid down to was I just went over there, got through paying off my bills for the month, left me with limited funds, so I was like, all right, I got to start scrounging around. And one of the things that I tend to find when I'm scrounging is I go over there and I will often make my way to my freezer and get myself a Jack's Pizza. But I'm not reviewing Jack's Pizza because I've reviewed Jack's Pizza in the past. Thing with Jack's Pizza, it's a very basic bitch pizza. It's cheap. It gets the job done. But I usually like to go over there and spruce it up and give it a little razzle-dazzle. And, I've got something to razzle and dazzle it with. Because I'm going to be reviewing, it is from Melinda's. This is their fire-roasted garlic and habanero pepper sauce and condiment. I don't know that they needed to put condiment there. That kind of feels unnecessary. It is 4 out of 5 flames, so apparently it's got some stuff. Set your mouth on flavor. You want fire? That's easy. Anyone can strike a match, but few can strike a balance. Balance between heat and flavor find themselves at equal footing. At Melinda's, we pride ourselves on striking a perfect balance in every sauce we make. Get raised with fire roasted, where flavor rises from the fire. Garlic. Yeah, okay. So, anyway. Let's get a thing for the thing, by the way. Looks like this. Good one. Ha 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 ha! Oh, maybe, yeah. Ha 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 ha! Let's give it a shot, see how it is. First, I'm going to do just a little thing in the cup here. Oh! Diggity damn! Ahem! They weren't fucking around with the garlic and the habanero. Whew! Okay. That hit way harder than I was expecting. I mean, habaneros are nothing to scoff at. We live in a universe with, Pepper X and Ghost Peppers and all that, Carolina Reaper. But, it's easy to kind of forget that, for a while, habanero was, if you put some habanero on some stuff, you meant some business. You weren't fucking around with some jalapenos. You upgraded. Wow. That hit me harder than I expected because, I'm somebody, I enjoy myself some ghost pepper sauce. I'll go in for some properly spicy stuff, but Yeah, man, like you can tell they got a lot of flavor out of this, and it has a proper kick. That is some stuff. Um, it's a nice heat though. Like it hits you, but it doesn't. It's not like painful. It doesn't like linger on your tongue or your lips for too long. It hits you, gives you a nice wallop of heat, but man, does it have some garlic to it. Like you can taste that. Oh, it's got some tanginess to it. Whew. Woo. Yeah, okay. That's proper, man. That is. That's got some rich flavor, some tanginess. You can taste the habanero. You can taste the garlic. Damn, son. Okay. I gotta be honest. Coming into this, I was like, yeah, I never heard of Melinda's. Where are you from, by the way? That's from Texas. Well, hot sauce, Texas. There you go. All right. Let's apply it to our basic baked pizza. See how it rolls. I'm not gonna do too much here because I have learned. All right. Let's give it a go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Still got some proper heat to it. Even with the other elements, still shines through. And the flavor is nice and striking. So it really does. Whew. That gives you some nice flavor, man. And like the thing is, it's like they were saying on the marketing thing where, yeah, you can do heat, but it's about balance, right? Because, like, you can increase the amount of capsaicin or what the fuck ever, make it super duper spicy. But ideally, you still want it to be flavorful and you want to have a nice mix there. This is a great mix. Like, the flavor is so bold and striking, and the heat is done in such a way that it's like, yeah, it's got heat to it, but it's not abrasive heat. It hits you, it doesn't linger any longer than it needs to, and you're still getting that really nice flavor from it. This is genuinely really nice hot sauce. I am I'm impressed. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. Like I'm genuinely impressed by this. Um, Whenever I try new hot sauces, it typically falls into one of two categories. Either I go buy some cheapo shit that I know I'm just going to pour on pizza and stuff periodically. So it doesn't really matter if it's all that great, as long as it's doing what it needs to do. Or I'll get like some proper artisanal stuff, where I'm paying a little bit more for it. I'm going to use it very sparingly, kind of a special occasion type of deal. This was in my head leaning more on that first category of like just whatever, it'll just be some bullshit sauce, it'll be fine. But that's not the case in terms of the flavor. Like the flavor is really good. This is something where, with the way that they managed to find the balance with the heat and the flavors and just the depth of flavor that it has to it, this is something where it's like, no, man, I'm not, I'm still going to put it on this pizza to finish the pizza. But this is some really proper, hot sauce. Like, good flavor, good heat. It works for me, man. And I'm not even that big into habanero as a flavor. But I think the way that they did that, the way they blended that with the garlic, works out really nice. Kind of takes the edge off the habanero a little. Now, if I'm recommending it, I'm absolutely recommending it. It's not going to be for everybody, obviously. While the heat isn't sustained, and again, for me, it's not abrasive, it definitely does kick it. So if you're not into spicy stuff, I can't imagine why you'd be looking up this review anyway, but who knows. But it's not crazy spicy, so, if you want to mix it in with something or whatever. Although that would be kind of a shame because the flavor is so good. So, but like, yeah, no, like, this is one of those things, like, I get a friend named Frank. Apparently he watches my videos sometimes. Hi, Frank, if you happen to notice this one. He's a huge hot sauce connoisseur, man. He loves that stuff. He loves the heat. This is something where I could recommend this to Frank. I think Frank would go in for it. Wouldn't be as hot as he personally likes, but I think he would appreciate the flavors. I think he would appreciate the level of heat that goes on or still goes into it. So this is definitely something where, yeah, It's a borderline, like, connoisseur's hot sauce. Not to be gatekeepery or anything like that. But this is something, man, like, you could use this in a lot of places to give it a nice rush of flavor and a nice kick of heat. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, over there have themselves a truly adorable hamster-tastic. One of my hamsters is drinking from his little water bowl. Where was I going with that? Hot sauce-tastic rest of your life. Because, folks, hot sauce is just, it's a great sauce and condiment. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. When we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know if you've tried from this particular brand before. I think they had at least one other flavor available. Let me know if it's worth checking out. If you've gone over there and tried their stuff or what have you. Because, yeah, I mean, I'm impressed so far. So if they've got other stuff available, I definitely want to try it. I want to see what else they can put on the table. So, anyway,